If your life feels stuck, this is the real reason. The pain you avoid doesn't disappear. It waits. It grows quietly in the background. And eventually, it becomes the shape of your life. Most people don't fail because they are incapable. They fail because they're avoiding something uncomfortable. A conversation, a decision, task, a truth. Avoidance feels safe in the moment, but long-term? Avoidance is the most expensive habit you can have. Because every avoided action has a cost, and that cost compounds slowly, until it becomes the life you live. When you avoid pain, it doesn't stay small. It transforms into something bigger. Avoided gym sessions, low energy. Avoided budgeting, constant money stress. Avoided difficult conversations, broken relationships. Avoided goals, regret and self-doubt. Avoided risks, a predictable, limited life. Avoidance is a silent architect. It builds a future you didn't choose. You think you're avoiding a task, but really, you're avoiding the future that task could create. This is why so many people wake up at 40, with a life that doesn't feel like theirs. Not because of one big mistake, but because of thousands of micro-avoidances. Pain is simple. You lift weights, your muscles burn. You study, your brain stretches. You speak the truth, your heart beats faster. But confusion? Confusion is dangerous. When you don't know what you want, when your mind is messy, when your priorities are blurry, you avoid everything by default. The brain avoids unclear tasks first. Not hard tasks, unclear ones. This is why clarity is more valuable than motivation. Motivation comes and goes. Clarity gives your actions direction, and direction removes fear. Avoid discomfort long enough, and your identity reshapes around it. Avoid discipline, I'm just not consistent. Avoid social discomfort, I'm just introverted. Avoid big goals, I'm not the type of person who succeeds. Avoid rejection, I don't need anyone. These are not identities. These are defense mechanisms. You didn't become this person. You adapted to your avoidance. Your life shrinks to match your fears, and the worst part? You start calling it personality. Every time you face something uncomfortable, something inside you expands. You gain proof, I can handle this, and that evidence compounds. Facing pain builds internal wealth, resilience, direction, confidence, personal power, emotional stability, discipline, self-trust. This is the real currency of adulthood. Not money, not status, not followers, but internal strength. A person who can handle discomfort cannot be controlled, manipulated, or broken. Let's simplify everything into one idea. You don't escape pain. You transform it. When you face pain, you gain clarity. With clarity, you take action. With action, you gain freedom. Freedom is not the absence of pain. Freedom is the ability to move despite it. That's what successful people understand. They don't like discomfort. They just stopped running from it. They use it. They believe a lie. One day I'll feel ready. But readiness is an emotional illusion. Nobody feels ready. Not when starting a business. Not when ending a relationship. Not when changing habits. Not when chasing big goals. Readiness isn't the starting point. Readiness is the result of starting. Action creates readiness. Avoidance destroys it. Give me 90 days where you stop avoiding one thing. The thing you fear most. The one conversation. The one habit. The one project. The one truth. And your life will look different. Not because 90 days is magical, but because 90 days is enough to rewire your self-image. Your brain needs proof, not promises. And proof comes from action. Small, consistent, uncomfortable action. Avoidance gives you a tiny hit of relief. A moment of escape. A short breath. Your brain confuses this relief with safety. But relief is not progress. Relief is not growth. Relief is not freedom. It's a trap. A temporary comfort that slowly becomes a permanent prison. Your life becomes the collection of things you were afraid to face. There's a misconception. To grow, you must suffer constantly. No. You don't need to chase extreme pain. You don't need to force yourself into misery. You just need to stop running from the small pains. The discomfort of starting. The awkwardness of learning something new. The vulnerability of asking for help. The responsibility of improving. The fear of being seen trying. These tiny pains shape your character more than any life-changing event. It's usually one thing. One avoided task. One avoided message. One avoided responsibility. You think you need a new life plan. A new routine. A new system. But often you just need to face the one thing you keep avoiding. Clarity lives there. Momentum lives there. Self-respect lives there. Your next chapter begins with the thing you're scared to do. Look at your life honestly. What are you avoiding? Not in theory. Not in general. But specifically. List it. Face it. Choose one thing. Do it today. Start with discomfort. End with freedom. The pain you avoid becomes the life you live. But the pain you face becomes the life you want. And the life you want is not waiting for more time, more motivation, or more confidence. It's waiting for one thing. Your willingness to walk toward discomfort instead of away from it. That's the difference between a life shaped by fear and a life shaped by intention. And the moment you choose intention, your story changes.